What is a marketing service agreement? Why would a lender enter into a marketing service agreement? And how would one evaluate the cost and the ROI of a MSA, aka a marketing service agreement? So marketing service agreements is a legal way for a lender to pay money to a real estate brokerage in order to A, be the preferred lender, and B, for the real estate brokerage to give that lender special marketing privileges. Marketing privileges could be things like space within the real estate brokerage, like office space. It could be signage on the building. It could be a dedicated landing page on the brokerage's website. It could be access to the Tuesday meetings, or it could even be sign writers on every single listing. There are actually third-party companies out there that evaluate how much an MSA could be worth based on the size of a brokerage, the number of transactions, etc., and what type of services a real estate brokerage would have to give to a lender in order for the MSA to be compliant. So MSA, as we know, stands for Marketing Service Agreement. Marketing Service Agreement is a legal relationship between brokerage and lender, where the lender spends money with the brokerage and the brokerage then gives the lender certain access to market their services to their realtors as well as to their clients. Now, why would someone want to do this? Well, it's a simple business strategy. When you're running a mortgage operation, whether you're an individual mortgage broker or you're running a branch with 20 LOs, it's like any other business. You're looking for ROI. Are you willing to invest or willing to spend some money up front with the end goal to get a return? And there are plenty of mortgage companies and plenty of regions throughout our country. And there's even plenty of top producers who have made a name for themselves by entering into an MSA. They're willing to spend a little money up front in order to have that direct access, to be able to market and brand themselves openly with the hope and the trust that they'll build the relationship, they'll earn the business, at which point they're willing to spend $5,000 if it came with a ROI of, let's say, $20,000, because the $5,000 they spent introduced them to X amount of opportunities and X amount of relationships. Now those relationships and those opportunities are feeding them with 15, 20, 30 leads a month that they then are converting into $2, $3, or even $4 million in volume, right? So that's kind of the why behind why would you want to do an MSA. Now, look, they're not for everybody. I know plenty of lenders who have entered into an MSA and it didn't work out. That lender didn't build the relationship. Those agents were not as receptive to this lender being the preferred lender, at which point they didn't capture enough business. And I know plenty of branch leaders, regional leaders, and even companies that they made this the focal point of their strategy, and it paid off greatly. So it's not for everybody, but it is definitely a proven way for someone to build and grow their business. Now, how would you evaluate an MSA? Look, here are some great rules of thumb that I've used throughout my career. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into that real estate office and I'm going to try to pull the past 6 months of production, and I want to see how many homes are they selling. Now, of those homes, what percentage of them are listings versus what percentage of them are for buyers? Obviously, as a lender, I'm most interested in how many buy-side opportunities are available. So if I walked into a brokerage and they said we do 100 transactions per month, my assumption is 50 of them are listings and 50 of them are buy-side. The first thing I'm going to do is say, well, I'm not planning on capturing any of the listings, but I will plan on capturing a certain percentage of the buy side. So if they had 50 buy side, I know there's no way I'm going to capture 50. In fact, 25% are cash buys, meaning that home buyer used cash. So although the real estate brokerage had 50 buy side transactions, on my end as a lender, I probably have only access to participate in 40 of those 50 transactions. Now, of those 40 transactions where financing was involved, best case, I'm probably going to capture 20%. So I know going into that relationship that although that brokerage sells 100 homes a year, 50 in this example are listings, so I remove them. 50 are buy side, but of the 50 that are buy side, I'm going to remove at least 10 because I know those 10 are going to be purchased using cash. And as a lender, I can't get paid on cash transactions. That leaves me with 40. Of those 40, if this is a strong relationship and I'm a good lender, I think I can capture 20%. Because look, the relationship is with the brokerage. It's not with the actual agents that are out there selling the homes. You still have to market and solicit the business from those individual agents and build your relationship, and you need to prove your worth. So I know that I'm not going to be able to capture all the business because not all the agents are going to refer me. I also know that of all the agents that will refer me, like not every borrower is going to use me. Some are going to go with their servicer from their last mortgage. Some of them are going to go with their credit union. Some of them are going to use their best friend's cousin's uncle who just got his real estate and his mortgage broker's license, right? So I'm not going to get them all. I know that I'm going to get about 20%. So of the 20% that I'm going to get in this example would be 8 transactions. Well, now I need to multiply the number of transactions that I think I can capture, which in this example is 8, times my average loan size, which let's just say was $350,000. That will allow me to say that the total best case monthly volume that I think I can capture from this MSA is 8 transactions times $350,000, which is $2.6 million in volume roughly. Okay, so then I need to assign a dollar value. Of that $2.6 million in volume, how much would I be willing to pay in terms of basis points? Am I looking to pay 25 basis points or am I willing to pay 50 basis points? I would tell you based on my experience, the answer is yes. I'm willing to pay somewhere between 25 and 50 basis points for that volume. So if it was $2.6 million in volume, then I'm willing to pay somewhere around $7,500 a month on the low end and $15,000 on the high end. Now, as the loan officer, I'm probably not going to make max comp. I'm probably going to have to take reduced comp in order to be a part of that relationship. But here's the deal. Don't let reduced comp get in the way of your ultimate decision. Because if you play the long game, yes, you may be receiving reduced comp on this initial transaction because you are paying the brokerage $7,500 to $15,000 to be the preferred lender. But if you play the long game, here's what you recognize. When that past client comes back to you for a refinance, you make full comp. When that client refers you to their friend, family, or neighbor, you make full comp. That transaction that was referred to you through your MSA, there's a listing agent. That listing agent, when they refer you because you did a great job, you make full comp. By the way, what do realtors do? Realtors switch brokerages. So that realtor that you worked with through the MSA, when they leave Keller Williams to go to EXP, your relationship is still intact. That realtor will still refer you. And when they refer you, these loans, they won't be at reduced comp. So there you have it. MSAs, marketing service agreements. They're not for everybody. If you do enter into one, understand about the capture rate. Also understand how to value what that MSA is actually going to be worth. And remember, you're playing a long game. If you're a loan officer or a branch manager and you're entering into an MSA agreement, more than likely, because there's money being exchanged for the ability to market and be the preferred lender, you might not be able to earn full comp. However, if you play the long game, it's a great way to build out your referral network and your database of past clients. Best of luck to you. And if you have questions and you're a part of our coaching community, by all means, feel free to reach out.